Alright, hello. This is a continuation of my earlier rant on Dante. Now, to conclude what I was saying, I wanted to talk about his strength feats. With the Ifrit, he was shown to be able to pretty much meld a lot of stuff that he hit. The Gilgamesh was probably the most impressive display of just brute force, where he had to get rid of a demon gate right after getting it in Devil May Cry 4, after the fight with Echidna. He punches the gate one time, which is a gigantic stone structure, and it crumbles. And as the debris is falling, he then starts kicking it, and they all split immediately. Then they stack up perfectly into a large pile, and then he karate chops them in half, and it's shown that the force of his karate chop actually melts through the stone, the demon stone stuff, before it even makes contact. He also is shown to be extremely accurate with guns, as I've already stated. Let's see. He can teleport, control time, he can block really well with his Royal Guard style and go to this Dreadnought where he's pretty much impervious to attacks. He's shown, like, incredible weapon mastery. Like, he pretty much masters the weapon almost as soon as he gets it. He can just work weapons to where they're ridiculous. Like, the round trip ability in itself is crazy, where he actually throws a weapon to where it becomes like a boomerang. It will follow the enemy and continually hit them, then return to him. I mean, his skill with weapons is just absurd. And as I've stated from his impaling, he can regenerate like crazy. There is a limit, like, he actually does get tired when he fights his brother Virgil, and he is shown to bleed and take injuries. So, I mean, he's not invincible by any means, but he's very hard to beat. Now, with that in mind, I do admit that I am probably biased because he's like my favorite good guy, but I do admit that there are a lot of people he can't beat. Naruto, I really don't think Naruto could win. Sage mode, maybe, but Naruto hasn't shown currently that he would be able to beat Dante even with Sage mode. I mean, he still struggled quite badly against Pain. I mean, I think the strongest Pain shown to do was, like, village busting. I mean, Dante stopped a demonic overlord from taking over the world. And, I mean, that fight was ridiculous. He was, like, stopping meteors, dodging lightning, and fireballs. And apparently the lava didn't kill him either. I thought the fight was just kind of hectic. But we also have to recognize that there are no firearms in Naruto, so it's kind of hard to say what would happen if Naruto were to be shot. Now, the Chidori hitting him point blank was interesting, that he survived. But it did not hit a vital part of his body. It hit on the opposite side from where his heart was, because Sasuke is left-handed, so it hit on Naruto's right side, away from his heart. But we don't really know what would happen if Naruto were to be shot in the head or the heart, because it hasn't happened. And I don't really think Naruto would be able to avoid a bullet, unless he, like, knew it was coming. But, come on, Naruto wouldn't even know what a gun is. Dante packs some ridiculous heat. I mean, apparently his guns never run out of ammo, I guess. He's insanely accurate, very fast, very good instincts, many, many years of fighting experience, able to maintain his cool, he's very fast. With Sparta, Alistair, and Navan weapons, he's been shown that he can fly. He has air raid where he can actually shoot lightning from his hands. With Beowulf and Ifrit, he can actually shoot energy beams out of his fists. If he used Sparta against Naruto, I'm pretty sure it would all be over. But that weapon was, like, insanely powerful. Anyway, let's see. The Navan, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically an electric guitar that can summon electric bats to flow endlessly out of it. In every game, he kind of gets, like, a gauntlet-type weapon. There is Beowulf, Ifrit, and Gilgamesh. I forgot what the last one was. Yeah, he's insanely fast, very, very accurate with firearms. He's been shown using hand pistols, shotguns, grenade launchers, needle guns. Hell, Pandora from Devil May Cry 4 was just ridiculous. It was said to have 666 weapons in it. I know he had, like, a boomerang scythe thing that follows you and cuts you to pieces. There's a machine gun, several rocket launchers, a laser cannon. There is also a flash of light that just seems to kill every enemy nearby. And there is, of course, a flying mobile fortress that fires heat-seeking missiles out of it. Which I would really like to see Naruto try to survive that. Let's see. He's used nunchucks, He just kind of uses every weapon he can freaking find. But I'm pretty sure that if Dante actually hit Naruto, he would be dead. I mean, well, okay. There is the argument that the anime isn't over, so we don't know how strong Naruto will become. But like right now, he struggles with like everyone that he fights. Dante kills some of the most horrific monsters just for fun, and he's survived like much more fatal injuries than Naruto has. I mean, the worst that's really happened to Naruto is that he got the Chidori through his chest and he got dropped on his head. Dante's been impaled like 5 times and did not seem to care. Naruto had to be possessed by an evil demon, and even that took a tremendous amount of energy to heal that wound. Dante lets the sword go all the way through his body and can still fight. So I'm pretty sure his regenerative powers are greater. Some people seem to think that the fox infinitely regenerates him, but after the fight with Sasuke, he was in the hospital for a few days. Or was it weeks? I don't know. All I remember is that after the fight with Sasuke, he was completely knocked out cold. Kakashi had to carry him back to the village. He was wrapped in bandages from head to toe, and he was in there for quite a few episodes, which I don't know how many days it was exactly, but it was not an instant regeneration like what happens with Dante. Let's see, what else could I talk about? Yeah, so he's never been shown to kill God. The last boss in Devil May Cry 1 was like the strongest enemy. In 3, he was supposed to be weaker than he was in the first one, but he had a lot cooler style, so the gameplay was more fun. 4, he just kind of dominated everything. In 4, once Dante kind of made fun of everyone. He was just kind of way beyond everyone's scope. The game 4 really was supposed to focus on Nero's coming of age, and Dante was just like basically you fight all the same bosses that you do with Nero. Dante fights most of the bosses that you fight as Nero, and they are dramatically easier with Dante. So the hardest I've ever seen him fight was at the end of the first game, or maybe when he fought his brother Virgil in the third one. But I don't know. It took a demon overlord to give Dante some trouble. So I don't think the nine-tailed fox is like that much better. But who knows? You haven't really seen the nine-tailed fox do anything except terrorize one village. It took the fox an awful long time to destroy a village, and Mundus, if Dante hadn't stopped him, Mundus was going to take over the entire human world. So I kind of think that their feats of conquest are a little bit different. Just wanted to basically talk about the limits and scope of Dante's power without trying to make him sound too overpowered, without making him sound too weak. Let's see. Who do I think he would lose against? I'm pretty much DBZ. Sailor Moon I know is really strong. Tenchi could kill him. Anyone that could like destroy more than a city is pretty much stronger than him, although Mundus was kind of the exception. I don't really know what Mundus' power was like, but I know he took over all of Hell, and Dante beat him. But they pretty much said that you couldn't beat him without the Sparta weapon. The concept of which weapon you use to determine his power was kind of iffy to me. But on his own, he's been shown to be pretty powerful. He can destroy like streets full of demons. In the beginning of the third one, he gets stabbed through the chest by multiple scythes, and it didn't even change his expression. He just kind of got up and walked across the room, dragging the enemies with their scythes through his body. So his tolerance for pain is borderline absurd. In summation, Dante is a pretty ridiculous character, but he's not, like, impossibly strong. There are quite a few animes that could beat him, but Naruto is not one of them. You should check the top 50 strongest anime and manga protagonists. I think Dante would rank somewhere in the 30s. Maybe. Anyway. I can't really think of anything else to talk about. I'm just getting tired of people either severely overestimating Dante or severely underestimating him. I love Dante. I think he's an awesome character. I think he sets a fine example for a lot of heroes, to where he can actually maintain his cool, and he doesn't have to destroy an entire planet to prove a point. Kind of modern age, smart aleck. He makes me laugh, which is kind of a plus for a hero. And he takes out the enemies with style and flair. But he's not all that powerful. Well, he is really, really strong, but he's not like Dragon Ball Z caliber strong. He can fly to a degree, but some of his powers are kind of ill-defined. But if you don't know, pick up Devil May Cry. The second one wasn't all that good, but the rest of them are really fun. This has been Beaning, and that's about all the time I have time for. Goodbye.